Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, friends of the social media world. Clear to Close live. We're back. Another Tuesday, new taco place, new person, new guest judge. I want to take a minute, introduce you guys to my buddy, Brandon Stokes. Brandon, please take the floor. Tell everybody who you are, where you come from, what you're doing. Give them the soup.
Cool. Well, thanks for having me, Mario, first and foremost. Excited to try some tacos here today. My name is Brandon Stokes. I'm a local insurance agent with Crown Insurance. Originally from Lincoln, Nebraska. Moved out here about 9 years ago. I've been wearing the insurance hat for eight or so years now, coming up on 9. So
guys, when I say Lincoln, Nebraska, like he ate Lincoln, Nebraska and came back over here. So I've known Brandon for probably about 12 years. We used to play ball together. One of the running jokes when we played together was, I'm 5'5", and he's 6'8". So there was always like this, people always just, the running jokes of being short and then being super tall, right? So I think that's how we kind of connected and just kind of started talking. And then I really never realized what you did. I don't think we ever asked each other, because we're always playing ball. And it's just kind of like the competition was more so of that than anything. And then Brandon reached out to me a few weeks ago, actually a couple months ago, and we started talking. I didn't know he did insurance, so I'm like, man, this is perfect. Like, I work with a ton of agents, I work with a ton of clients, and I think for our company, we like having a diverse, like, group of referral sources, right? For insurance, for title, for everything, right? And I think one of the biggest things is location also. Like, we have tons of agents on the west side, very few on the east side, some kind of north. But you're kind of central Phoenix-ish,
yep.
Right?
Yeah, right about I-17 in Peoria is right where our office is. The beauty of it is I'll come to you. So with the office being pretty centrally located in the valley, I have no problem making an appointment out if the matter cannot be handled over the phone.
Yeah, so it's funny because I always think of insurance companies, and I only really think of them during like monsoon. Because that's when like everything happens, right? And I was watching the videos this weekend of what happened in Vegas. I don't know if you saw them, where like the water went through like the Link Hotel and then through like the Bellagio. It was coming through like the TVs.
And practically the whole city was underwater, wasn't
yeah.
it?
And I'm like, man, our insurance agents, this is like their week of like hell, because you're gonna get the roof repairs and the flood. And I think one of the big things is people sometimes they don't have enough coverage because they want to cut costs. They want to cut the fat out somewhere. And unfortunately, I mean, I'm sure you see it, where they don't have enough coverage.
See it all the time, especially this day and age, with inflation and everything like that. I've seen a lot of homes being underinsured. But, to your statement there, a lot of people do try and cut costs, and insurance is usually an avenue where people try and do that.
Yeah.
And it's just taking coverage away from yourself.
Yeah, and I think, knowing enough agents, I think, the big one is roof repairs in Arizona. Some people kind of get away from those coverages, and then when things like this happen, right, it's unfortunate. They're like, well, we can't repair your home because there's, that subsection that you cut out from that policy really hurt you. So one of our things, at Clear to Close is we love agents that, across the field, that are more educators, and they kind of explain every coverage, because sometimes they go, sign here. That's your policy, sign here, let's go, right? But when you actually break it down for people, they start looking at it and they go, man, I really do need this. I really do need this extra coverage for my classic cars that are in my home, or my ATVs or my UTVs or whatever it is, or firearms or jewelry or whatever it is. And some people just tend to walk away from those sometimes, and they don't realize that they're only hurting themselves in the long run. But one of the reasons I really, really wanted to bring you on the shows is we normally have a big Latino base of referrals, right? And I think people kind of go, well, we haven't seen someone from another, culture. And I'm like, look, we work with everybody. But I think people kind of tend to keep themselves with the people they know. But I like to venture out and bring like everybody. That was like the whole point of Taco Tuesday, was like venturing out and trying new taco places, because I don't know them all. and I can steal ideas from people like you that are in downtown or North Phoenix, right? That you like, you might know a taco spot that I don't know. Like, so I think people have to just kind of expand themselves and reach out to different organizations or different agencies just to get a quote. Like, get a quote from someone.
Yep.
Someone other different than your friends, mom's friends, cousins, brothers, husbands, who's been doing insurance for 30 years. Doesn't mean he's not good, but they might want to try you.
Yep.
They might want to try somebody down the street, right, that they've never met. So yeah, that was like the whole premise of building the show. The show was to showcase you, who you are, what you do, but you're more than an insurance agent, right? Like we were just talking off air. You dabble in other businesses that are not your primary, but you're an entrepreneur and you're young. You're a hell of a lot younger than I am. But it's nice to see that you're setting the footprint for, your family. I don't know if you plan on having kids someday. You build that legacy, right? That generational wealth, exactly. where it's not a struggle, right? Where there's no more excuses, because he's young. He's like 17 compared to me. But I love seeing that drive. Like, I love seeing that drive in young entrepreneurs. And my big thing is, I can learn from a young entrepreneur. I can learn from an old entrepreneur. Mentoring, coaching people is about that, is about adapting, learning, right? And I think right now, like you said, with inflation, revisiting your policies.
Exactly. Revisiting them all the time. I know, like you mentioned, we were talking off air, people that have side-by-sides, all the little knickknacks that you may put on it, whether it's a light bar, different tires, rims, all sorts of different things, radios, they're all expensive items on those machines. So if you don't let your agent know, then they're never factored into your policy. Therefore, at the time of a claim, if you got 20 grand worth of accessories and your policy only has 8, well, you're the one that's
you're getting $8,000 worth of accessories.
That's basically exactly where the line stops. So same thing goes with all your other lines. Making sure that if you go get guns, make sure you got your gun coverage adjusted on your policy and everything that goes like that.
Yeah, that's a big one for me, because I'm an avid gun collector, and so my homeowner's policy has like a separate whole binder just for that. And people go, well, that's expensive. I was like, well, they're expensive items. Like, if you're gonna have that item, cover it.
Yeah, it's just the price you pay to protect whatever piece that is. And that's a nice thing here with Crown Insurance is I got access to 20 plus different auto carriers, 20 plus different homeowner carriers, and then a plethora of different commercial carriers. So we can really eat up just about any business. Wildfire scores are usually no problem. We have a great product for mobile manufactured homes, whether that might be here in the valley or up in the northern community like Payson area, for example. We got a home for just about anything.
Nice. So I think a lot of people go, when they go, oh, you're an insurance broker, right? You're like, yeah, I can look at 20 different avenues in one snapshot for you. And I think that's makes you super competitive, one, on the market. It puts you on a different level than let's say you're just your traditional lines of insurance, right? Where it's one agency, their products, and that's it, right?
Yep.
You're kind of giving the client kind of like, here's a buffet of what you want. Now it's time for you to figure out what you want, what coverages you really want, what you need. But the nice thing is you can have auto with one here, right? Home over here.
Exactly.
But they all stay with you.
100%. I'm still your main point of contact, exactly like you said, even though I am a broker and, we may stick you, and I'm doing that right now for a customer of mine. We're sticking his auto with one company and home with another just because, it just worked out a better rate for that individual, and I'm still your main point of contact. So. Yeah,
no, that's the beauty of us, like us being a broker, a mortgage broker. We have the same kind of avenues that you do where we give the client the best deal, and we saw it this weekend. The feds, said there's another hike coming, right? And then we were like, well, we already got hit with that like 4 months ago, so we were ready. And actually the mortgage rates dropped because we prepared 6 months ago for this. And, competitively on the market, we're still a lot better than some of the big conglomerates, which is passed on to the client. It's passed on to the consumer. And I've had consumers call me, they're like, you're lying about your rates. So I'm like, no, I'm really not. Like, this is what you get. Like, and they're like, well, what is it? I'm like, again, low overhead, low cost, right? You pass those savings on to the consumer. You know, we're not in a big skyscraper. We don't own 20, 30 buildings in Phoenix where we have to pay rent on those or whatever. And so, all that gets factored into your rates. And I think very similar to you, it's like you have your office, but you have the ability to venture out to different agencies so your costs can stay low so the consumer can benefit that at the end of the day. I think this, besides your home, the auto policies where people kind of skim the most, but people don't drive beat up cars anymore. I don't think people realize that people don't, like, you go buy a car off the lot and it comes with premium wheels, premium sound system, and your basic policy doesn't cover that.
Yeah.
I don't understand where people go, well, I don't need coverage for those premium wheels. Like, yeah, you paid for them. Like, they steal them. You're getting those black steel ugly wheels.
Yeah, I mean, same thing goes too is to that note is if you put on aftermarket wheels, right? I mean, they could still be your cheap ones that come on as the vehicle is made at the factory, but anything you add on afterwards, and that can even go for a sound system too. You know, that's all customizable equipment that, the insurance company looks at the vehicle as the VIN number and as how it would sit on the lot brand new. So when you add those extra pieces into it, you need to modify your policy and let your agent know to add those other things in there to, you're in a total loss or, vehicle catches fire out here and you want that stuff covered, you got to have it on your policy.
Yeah, so guys, check your coverages. If you don't have your policies covered, or if you haven't looked at them in a couple years, like I made that mistake. So now I have my insurance agents, they reach out to me once a year. We go through our policies and we adjust them because we forget, we get busy, we just get, put it on auto pay and we kind of forget. But no, man, it's super stoked. I use your last name. That you're on the show. I'm always happy to bring new people to the show. And kind of just let them, meet our friends on social media, give them, some exposure. But the real reason we bring you here is so you can have tacos. So, like always, Taco Tuesday is built on giving back to the community and finding, little taco places that you may or may not know. So today we got La Estacion Mexican Kitchen. They're on 720 West Highland. So I found this place, had them deliver tacos. You get to be the guest judge. I'm gonna crack these open so AJ can get a look here so he can be mad at me that we haven't fed him yet. So here's some carne asada, pastor, chicken, and shrimp. So Brandon, grab a plate. I don't know which one you want. You can have them all. It doesn't matter. You want carne asada, pastor?
We'll go with the carne asada.
All right. Well, let me slide these over here.
Thank you so much.
And they have mild and hot salsa.
Okay.
So yeah, you guys get to pick and be the judge. So guys, if you're looking for a new insurance agent, if you just need a quote, if you want to run your current policy by him, just so he can give you a second opinion on what it looks like, please feel free to reach out. We're gonna put his stuff up here on our screen so you can see it. If you're looking to purchase, refinance, investment properties, give us a call here at Clear to Close. We're always here to help. If you're struggling, please reach out. As always, we can find you some resources. To help you pay your mortgage or things like that. If you're struggling mentally, please, we know times are tough, but definitely reach out to your support services or your support, groups so you can kind of, stay in the game. Our big thing is keeping everybody healthy. So please give that thing a whirl. Go ahead, man.
Let's give it a go.
Yeah, give it a go. You get to tell us whether you would, go eat there on lunch or take friends there. So yeah, once again, it's La Estacion Mexican Kitchen. How is it?
Quality tacos.
Yeah?
Quality.
Okay. So there you go, folks. La Estacion Mexican Kitchen. They're good, according to Brandon.
Yeah, definitely check them out.
Check them out. Again, 720 West Highland. Thank you to them for getting the tacos to us so we can try them out, give them a little bit of support on social media also. A little bit of free exposure to keep their doors open. Anything we can do in our community to keep the doors open. Our backpack drive is still going. We did a huge backpack drive for one of our local schools, and I think right now we're up to about 400 backpacks total.
Awesome.
So we're still pushing for that, and I ordered the first set of 50, and actually the next set of 50 are coming in probably today. So yeah, that's our way of giving back. We built our company to show everybody that you can start off small, and you can always give back and empower people to do better. That's our goal at Clear Clothes, is to empower people to expand their businesses, get bigger, but on the way up, bring that person that may not have the means, so they can see that it is possible to come from a place of very little and then become successful. So with that, Brandon, thank you for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Guys, if you need insurance, call Brandon. Don't call me. I don't know anything about insurance. So give him a call. As always, thank you to Ben's Media, AJ, David, Adriana, the whole team, always doing what they do for us. So we will be back next week. New taco place, new show, new guest. And we'll see you next week. We'll see you guys.
Sounds good.